What is up, my good people? It's your boy Rob here, live from the armpit of America, with episode 5 of the Roughneck Fishing Show. And tonight, my special guest is my homeboy of quite some time now. I'm trying to think of how long me and AJ have known each other. Mr. AJ Mays. He's from down there in Arkansas, and he's been a stick down there in the local and regional scene for quite some time, and he's trying to branch his way out nationally. So AJ's got a full plate this year, and it'll be awesome following along. Me and him have pre-fished together these Toyota events. We've lodged, and we've been fishing buddies for quite some time. So I'm gonna bring him in here. AJ is live from Sam Rayburn.
What's going on, buddy?
What's up, brother?
Oh man.
So, how long you been down in Texas?
Since March of last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you are kind of going back from Texas and Arkansas, kind of right now.
Yeah, I fish, both sides of it.
Right.
Family's still back home, so I go home and visit mom and relatives and stuff like that.
Right. And so Sam Rayburn, you're getting ready to have a derby down there.
Yeah, we kick it off Thursday morning. The first stop in the Southwest Division. So lakes fishing kind of tough right now. The pro circuit was there a couple weeks back, and it took 30 pounds or so to make the final day.
Really?
Where they zeroed the weights out the final day. So top 10, even playing field to take it all. So.
Yeah, and with that lake there, we all know lightning strikes, and it strikes frequently on that lake.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Even if it's fishing tough, there'll be a couple guys that go out and catch a 10-pounder. So
yeah, any cast, man, you're subject 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds,
right,
or even better, multiple casts. But
right,
you can change your luck at any time.
Heck yeah. What's up, Jay Wells? What's up, Tom Mix? Everybody who leaves a comment tonight, I will remind quite a few times, but I'm going to do a giveaway later in the podcast. I'm going to give away Razor Custom Tackle Underspin. This is a 1/4 ounce and a decal. I bought a few of these at the Razor booth at the Let's Go Fishing Show in Collinsville, Illinois last month. My buddy Ray Larson. And he had his booth set up. And so, of course, you got to patronize small business and always, see a buddy doing his thing, like it. So awesome little underspin. They got a bunch of cool baits if you want to check them out on the internet. I believe it's razorcustomtackle.com, I believe. But you can find them on Facebook too. That's the Pro Underspin. And she's cute, she's cute. She'll get the job done. Get you a little Kitech on the back of that or a little flute, whatever you want to do with it. All right, so AJ, so you're fishing the southeasterns, and then what else are you gonna fish this year?
It's Toyota or the Toyota Series Southwestern Division. Like I said, they start off at Rayburn, and we'll go to Texoma in April, and then back to Sam Rayburn, and then
really?
Yeah. Then the other side of it, I'll be fishing the Toyota Plains Division, which first stop is Lake of the Ozarks, March the 1st to the 3rd. And they go to Grand Lake late April, and then finish up at Truman in September.
Right.
And go ahead.
Well, Truman, I haven't been to in like 4 or 5 years, but in the Ozark Division, they used to stop there, every other year, whatever, whenever I fished the BFLs. And then when I was younger, I fished some local club derbies, here out of St. Louis, and they would like to go to Truman once a year. So I'm familiar with that lake. A lot of wood in it. Of course, you got rock and stuff like that. Got big fish in it. It really does. People kind of sleep on it in the Ozarks, Table Rock, Bull Shoals, Lake of the Ozarks. They all kind of overshadow, but guys in the know from Missouri know that Truman Lake is a damn good lake.
Yeah, I've had my luck on it with the TBF state championship back
Yep.
in 16. Yeah, we
Yep. I
did
remember
pretty good then.
me and you talking about that. All right, let's see here. So the divisions, because I had no inclination to fish the Toyota Series planes this year. This would be I've done it 6 years, and I wasn't going to fish it this year. I'm just trying to get my boat ready and get ready for the BFL season here in Illinois that starts in May. So I still got some time. I'm basically rehauling the whole damn boat. So, um, just been focusing on that. And then I did get a text message from a guy earlier saying that his buddy really needs a link for a co-angler link, and said that he's talking about paying deposits down for the Toyotas. So um, it's tempting. I'm just saying that
Well, I mean,
it'll be a lot. I'm not going to be able to do the time dedication like I did this year, but I don't know. It's also hard not to come back and defend your title once you win co-angler of the year.
man, you've had above average success out the back of the boat. So I mean, any opportunity given, I mean, you'd be
And I can still win a boat every tournament.
no doubt.
I
So
mean, I have a boat now, but I mean, there's a lot of co-anglers go out there that like they're really good co-anglers, and they have brand new boats, and it's like, why aren't you running the front? Me, that's all I wanted to do, and I'm gonna do that this year. But it's hard. It's hard not to go jackpot these things whenever, especially when somebody's gonna put up some of your entry fee.
no doubt, man. I've been in positions where boat might be getting maintenance done to it, and you just got the urge
Fish,
to fish, and
right?
like I mean,
I mean, we
you
were
can't be
there.
above being a co-angler because that's where everybody starts. I think everybody loses passion for I ain't ever gonna go to the back of the boat again. Well, don't say never because I mean it can happen, and it's still
Yeah.
fun back there at times.
Oh
So
yeah. Well, I mean, I've made so many friendships, fishing FLW Major League Fishing, and I'm wearing both hats today. Got one of my old school FLW hats on, and it's always cool meeting new people. Whether different walks of life, different areas of the country, different lakes. Um, but I mean, these lakes here, I know all these lakes very well. I mean, Grand, I got two top fives at Grand Lake. Lake of the Ozarks, I got a top 10 and 11th and 20th last year. And that was the same weekend. Hopefully, the damn lake isn't frozen. It was this year, man. It was rough, you know?
yeah, we just got done dealing with ice. Up this way, 140 bridge, 147 bridge froze over.
Mm-hmm.
Man, several things happened. Them boys was fishing in ice this past weekend. So
Yeah.
um,
Well, here in St. Louis, we got ice, and then we got slammed with about 12 inches of snow. So we just got that on Thursday of last week, and it's still, 8 inches of snow on the ground.
man, crazy part about it all is all this week's supposed to be high 60s.
Really?
So you know what they can do to Rayburn? They can put them fish up shallow real quick.
Yeah, especially those big gizzards and stuff. That's where them big ones are going to be keying in on. Hopefully you could find some of those wolf pack fish, chasing some threadfin. They got a good population of threadfin in that lake.
Uh, Man, it's mostly gizzard shad. I mean, there's a variety of everything for them to eat, but
Right.
I mean, right now, if you can get a limit earlier and you can find a decent school that's fired up early in the morning, get your limit and take a lot of pressure off of you, and then you
Yeah,
give you time to go head hunting.
get 13, 14, 15 pounds and then go swing for the fence.
That's right.
For sure.
They had that Brandon Belt tournament here this weekend.
What do you know about that? What do you know about that?
Artist. Yeah, Thunderhawk.
Yeah. I said AJ one of these. He goes, "What's this?" I said, I sold AJ a loose reel that I had that I really wasn't going to use as a backup. I got it from my gift card and went ahead and threw the old Rayburn Red craw in there just because Thunderhawk, baby.
No doubt. I'm gonna definitely give it a run. I think with me in this tournament, it's gonna going. I mean, they say you can't run a lot on Rayburn because of the wind, which is very true. If that wind picks up, you won't be able to go very far. I mean, you're gonna have to, get an area and stay hunkered down. And
Right.
But I think this tournament I'm gonna burn a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be, it's not gonna be by design, but I think that's what you're gonna have to hit a school, move, hit a school, move.
It'll be a timing deal for you. So you just gotta kind of see where the fish are, holding certain parts of the day, and have you just a rotation.
Yep.
I mean, if you need to cycle back and hit a spot 2 times, 3 times in a day, and you think they're going to load up when the sun gets high or something, then roll through them. Oh, look here.
Do that.
There's my little rig for my little YouTube video I made last week.
Looks like a Guggen bait.
Nah, this is one of our Thunderhawk dudes, but I just got I got bobber stops on my weight, so you can peg it, pull it up, like Carolina rig.
Nice
little versatile bait off the back of the boat. Texas rig and a Carolina rig. That thing's made me some money on Lake of the Ozarks, actually.
Well, I'd be anxious to go up there and see how that plays, because I know last year they was busting ice last year, I think.
It was. Yeah, no, it was frozen first day of the tournament. Like, the guy I drew, we ran up the lake, and literally we were busting ice to get back in a couple of these areas he wanted to get to.
Yeah.
If the wind wasn't hitting it and it was, kind of shielded water, it was froze. The only thing that kept that water, if it was moving, it was the only time it wouldn't melt.
What won that tournament?
I want to say that it was a young buck. He worked there in the Ozarks. Michael Harlan won that tournament, and I want to say he was averaging 18 a day, 18 to 20. He was catching them.
It's gonna take that here. When the pro circuit was here, 12, 13 pounds.
Right.
Well, 14, 15 definitely got you fishing Saturday, but I don't think it's gonna be that type of party this weekend with that weather warming up. I think them big girls they're gonna move up. And
right.
You're gonna need a couple kicker fish to make your bag.
So AJ, I'm trying to remember what tournament it was that we met.
Lake Dardanelle.
I think was it Dardanelle the first when I almost won that tournament?
Yeah. The first time I met you was Dardanelle.
Yeah, that was my very first Toyota, Costa Series at that time. Yeah, I took third in that tournament. That was my very first one.
Yeah, it was nice.
I thought it was Dardanelle. I just started thinking about it. I was like, was it Grant or Dardanelle? I knew it was one or the other.
You've been close on that place several times.
Yeah, tell me about it. Dardanelle and Grant both, I've been knocking on the door of both them lakes.
And
just junk fishing. Anytime I get around a junk fishing lake, I just go to work.
Let's not forget Kentucky Lake twice.
Heartbreakers. So much heartbreak. Man, we put ourselves through hell just for a chance to be successful one time.
And cover of the magazine too.
Huh?
Cover of the magazine too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, cropping me out of it, all that, man. I've had a rough go trying to get some publicity out of FLW. Hey, at least Major League Fishing, I won Angler of the Year, and I got my name printed in there.
MLS, are they going to put some respect on Rob?
They're going to put some respect on my name. They're at least going to showcase it when you win the title, for a co-legger.
No doubt.
But they'll have to, I'll just, go win a BFL or 2 this year and win a Toyota as a co, and then make them put my face on the cover of it.
What do you think about them zeroing the weights out on the final day?
I don't like that. I mean, dude, you can go out and dominate, 2 days in a row, and then maybe your fish dry up a little bit, and then you get beat by like a pound or 2 pounds. Like, that's stupid. I don't like it.
I'll say this. I'm kind of partial to it because it sucks for the first place guy.
That's what I mean. It puts so much more pressure on him, I think. You know what I mean? Because you could just stomp the field out for the qualifying rounds, and then, somebody just edges you out. Like, that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, like that guy that was leading. I think he was leading the pack in that pro tournament by 2 pounds. He should have known Michael Neal wasn't one you want behind you. Not with not on the final day like that.
Not how that dude's been fishing. Absolutely not.
Him and Brian Thrift are not ones you want behind you.
Nope.
Especially with a zeroed out, weight scale going in, everybody going in fresh.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, good luck to you.
Yeah, it ain't setting up in your favor. Now the 10th place guy, he excited because he's not that far, but
he squeaked in the top 10, and now he has it's a level playing field.
No doubt.
It's basically like how could you equate it to in another sport? Golf. Say you're in a golf tournament and you got a -10 overall score, and the leader's -21. And you're in 10th place. So next thing you know, they even it out, and now you guys are all even par going into the last day. Like that'd be, dude, them guys would have a stroke.
No doubt.
Not figuratively.
Yeah.
But in other sports, you just couldn't see that kind of thing happen.
No.
Fishing, is what it is. It is whatever the rules are. If you agree to fish a circuit or a tournament with a certain set of rules, and then you want to complain about the rules, fish a different tournament or a different circuit.
Yeah, because
it's like guys who bitch and moan about co-anglers. Well, go fish the Bass Opens or fish something else. I mean, I don't tell you.
I think that's what it's in. I think that's what it's ended up going to now. Like most of them see that without codes, it's working out. It's eventually going to end up. I think will get made to get a boat. If you
right.
Fish it, Now I don't think they'll do that with the BFLs. I mean,
can't. I don't think you can with the BFLs unless you want to put a camera on everybody's boat because you'll have cheating. I mean, that's really what separates the BFLs and the Toyotas, even Bass Opens, from just a regional tournament. You know what I mean? Like regional tournaments, you always have some homers that come back and everybody suspects them of cheating and everybody's bickering. And if you don't catch them, they just took your money.
Yeah.
I mean, if people think that people don't cheat in bass fishing, people get caught. But you know how many people don't get caught?
A bunch.
It's out there. So having a co-angler in the back of your boat, some guy you've never met before in your life, random draw out of 200 boats, keeps everybody honest.
Well, they've got marshals now, which I've had a chance to be both co and a marshal.
You just did that this year, didn't you?
Yeah, I just did the marshal thing. It's a pretty cool deal. I mean, it's painful for people like me and you because we enjoy the game so much. We want to be hands-on and actually doing it. When you're on a boat, you want to be participating. But when you got to sit there and watch somebody else fish.
Can't talk really. I mean, you probably ask questions or something, but you can't really say anything. Watch what you say. You can't fish.
You're a motivational speaker for 8 hours. You're like,
I mean, I'm a motivational speaker as a co-angler anyway. I'm half retarded in the boat, just cutting up and making jokes. And, especially if I get a guy who's like spinning out on me, I try to like get him out of it, But some people don't want to talk. That's fine. You just feel out the person you're fishing with, Some days I don't talk much. Some days I'm so focused on what I'm trying to do, I'm zoned in. But other days, got to keep that positive mental energy.
Yeah.
So you're doing 2 divisions of the Toyotas, and then you're also doing Bass Opens.
Yeah. Bass Opens are a different it's a different monster. Like you can pay your money. A lot of them guys, they start back in November. Of course, they do priority entry and all that stuff for all the guys that have been fishing them for a while, and guys trying to qualify for the Elite Series. You can pay your money, but like the chances of you getting in are slim. Like, I mean, you've got a decent chance to get in, but if that field fills up 3 times as fast as any field, because everybody wants to go and qualify for the Elite Series. So.
And it's something that, like, I've wondered the past few years, like, is Bassmaster ever going to expand on that, the Opens? I know FLW and now Major League Fishing has a real stranglehold on the high school fishing, college fishing, the grassroots fishing, weekend anglers. Bassmasters, I've always just thought that maybe they would expand upon it a little bit. And that's another reason, even as a co-angler the past handful of years, I haven't really wanted to fish the Bass Opens because it's just way far away from my house. They're not centrally located. You know, it's definitely regional. We'll say that because they cover a wide array of the country in one division. Like which one are you fishing this year?
It's the Central Division.
And where's all those stops at?
First one's down in Mississippi on I keep forgetting the name of that place. It's not like Ferguson. It's Dustin Cannell won on it.
I know what you're talking about too. It's slipping my mind.
They start there 1st and then they go to Chickamauga, and Dayton, Tennessee, and then Del Hollow.
Oh, well, that's not terribly bad. The 1 year I was gonna fish them, we had like the Atchafalaya Basin down in Louisiana, and then we had like the Red River, and then something else that year. And I fished one of them. Shoot, I can't even remember where that was now.
The one I wanted to get,
and I goose egged it. I think it was like my second or third year co-egging, and then I ended up goose egging the damn tournament. But
that's how I wanted to get in on was 2 years ago at when they had it on the Arkansas River at Oklahoma.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, but again, like you got a million other sticks from Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, right in that area.
To get in those, you better have some money before when the deadline opens, because of course you're going to have the people, I believe, are kind of like grandfathered in with like the points and all that get first crack, right? Like priority entries.
Yeah, it's so it'd be like me and you fishing these Toyota series. They've been doing them for years, and then they see our name on a list versus somebody that just started
jackpotting or something, or never fished before.
They're gonna be more apt to make sure that we get in, quicker than the norm. But
and a full field of those is 250, 225,
250. Yeah, they don't. From the numbers I've been looking at the last few years, they very seldom fill the field up.
Really?
But you'll have some guys back out. It won't be very many, but those are chaotic events. Like
right,
everything's wide open.
Oh, and everybody that's watching on Facebook and YouTube, be sure to leave a comment on the video. If you leave the comment before the video's over, we're going to do a random drawing on an underspin and decal from Razor Custom Tackle. I'm getting ready to ship out my last giveaway. It's been a couple weeks, and this guy's going to be happy. Got a big old Thunderhawk giveaway for him. He got over 100 hours worth of baits.
All right, so make it happen for you.
So like I said, man, I really don't have any inclination to fish the Toyotas as a co-angler, especially this year. But I mean, if somebody's going to pay my deposits $200 for my entry per tournament, kind of hard for me not to. I just won't be able to dedicate the time, like I said, like I did the past couple of years. I'm just going to have to basically just take off maybe 2 days from work instead of 4, each time. And then, I just, with the BFLs, I basically have one every month all summer. May, June, July. I think it's August and then September.
You're going LBL, right?
No, I'm going to do the Illini.
Illini.
Yeah. No, I thought about the LBLs hard, man. It's just, I mean, if the lake what it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I absolutely would do that. I mean, I'd be stupid not to, especially with all the people that and the knowledge I've gained on that lake. But the offshore bite and all that deal that, I've watched people have so much success on that lake is they say it's not like it was. Just not.
Man, I've one trail I wanted to get into is going up north where they do, they open the smallmouth lakes up. I think they start in May or something like that.
Yeah,
always wanted to go up there and fish their circuit. Just hadn't. It's just most of them hikes are
Right.
from Texas and Arkansas are 17, 18-hour hikes.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of the main reasons I am sticking in Illinois, within like 2 hours of my house. It's just if something goes wrong on the way to a tournament, or, mechanical failures, or, just whatever. So I'm just trying to just get my feet wet, basically, like I did 8 years ago, my first year as a co-angler, just starting all over again. And like I said, if I did jump into Toyotas, it would definitely complicate all that because I got to get a boat ready. I got a lot of things to do before May. Um, and then the regional for the Illini is up in La Crosse, and I've never been up there, but I hear that's a damn good time. So
Yeah.
especially in the fall when we'll be there for the regional.
No
So
doubt.
if I'm, going to run the Illini, I my goal is to make the regional. If I made the regional, I think that'd be a pretty good accomplishment my rookie season as a boater.
Yeah.
That's number one goal.
I will say my first 4 years, 5 years, being in the front of the boat was a big learning curve. I mean, because you got there's so much to being a boater than just getting a boat and paying an entry fee and going fishing. I mean, it's
Yep.
time management, it's boat positioning, weather, barometric pressure, fish staging.
Mm-hmm.
It's there's
Oh
so
yeah.
much there's so much to it, than just jumping in the water like a lot of
And
people think.
and that's one thing too is in fishing. We're always thinking in retrospect, and it'll drive you nuts doing so. Because like I think about even 4 or 5 years ago, events I fished and what I was doing and how I was fishing, and it's like, what was I doing? Like I feel like I'm in such a better place mentally as a fisherman, not just skill wise, but just mentally and how I approach things than I was even 5 years ago. But I'm ready. I mean, shoot, whenever I fished with Mark Rose, it was 17, I think it was, and I got my brains kicked in by Mark Rose, man. He caught so many fish in front of me, and I didn't fish clean. I had 5 bites that day, broke off an absolute giant at the very end of the day, but then I broke off 2 other fish. Could not keep them buttoned, could not get them in the boat. Only weighed 2 keepers that day, and instead of having 4 pounds, I probably should have had 14 or 15 with the big fish I had. And I was just ejected. Like I was just, I didn't even want to talk to anybody when we were going back to weigh in. Head just down. And he said, "Son, you need a boat." He goes, "Oh, you break down the lake good." He kind of just gave me this pep talk. It was like, oh, not every day Mark Rose gives you a pep talk, tell you that you're a good fisherman. you know. So
Yeah,
that was cool.
it's it's definitely been a fun ride for me, uh, learning and you'll be surprised that a boater is their own worst critic. Like nothing feels the worst like getting your teeth kicked in and then having a long ride home to think about it.
Hey, it's not just boaters either, man. It's co-anglers too. That's just the nature of this beast, man. Anytime you get your teeth, this is the most humbling and gratifying sport there is, man.
No doubt.
When you're doing awesome, it just feels so good. Hard work pays off, and whenever you're not, phew, humble pie for free, serving piping hot.
Yeah, and you will get a bunch of it.
yeah, yeah.
You'll
Everybody
get
look
it
up.
more times than not.
Oh, you would unless your name is Jacob Wheeler or Brian Thrift, and even those guys get humbled at tournaments. But
Yeah, I think Lake Darbone has humbled a lot
that's
of them.
humbled a lot of them. Yeah, it is, man. It looks like that was a struggle on that one.
Yeah, I mean, some of them guys on there that normally catch them all the time, they zero. Like, did you see that post with Kevin Van Dam? Say he zeroed twice in 2 periods.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he zeroed the first period and zeroed. I want to say the middle of the. He zeroed to the middle of the second period, and he ended up catching like 12-5 to squeak into the top 10.
Damn.
Yeah, he couldn't. He didn't know how to take that. Which
Right.
them zeros is like
Oh, they're
almost
heartbreakers.
like the equivalent of drowning.
Right.
Like just sitting there swimming all day long, and then it's like, okay, I know I ain't gonna win the tournament, or I can't cash a check, but I can not go to the scales with at least one fish.
Right.
So
Well, I mean, this last year in the Toyotas, I didn't zero one day at Lake of the Ozarks. I caught 2 fish for like 6 pounds day one, and then day two, I think I caught one, and that was good enough for 20th place. So I got out with a check, and I was like, cool. That tournament sucked, so I was happy to have 20th. And then when we went to Grand, um, it was just a slam fest, and got my top five from that fifth place, and was like cool. And then we went to Dardanelle, and Dardanelle's been nice to me. You know, I think last 2 times I was there was what was it?
last year, or not last year, year before last.
I took first time I was ever there. I took third in a Toyota. 2 years ago I took 11th, which was a heartbreaker. Then last year I took 17th, and last year, I caught a couple fish day one. I think I caught 3 or 4 maybe. Super stingy tournament. And then day two, dude, was just dead. Like, could not get a bite for nothing. And I mean, I was doing everything, junk fishing my tail off, just trying to get a bite. And then finally, I just picked up old Trusty and hit one in the head and caught it. And it was a 2 pound, 0 ounce little squeaker on a jig. And I was thankful as hell to have that fish. And that fish right there, just from fishing, I think it might have been at 1 o'clock that afternoon, 12 o'clock, something like that. The sun was high, that was for sure. That one bite got me going earlier. But if I would have goose egged that day, I wouldn't have won it.
Dardanelle is, and it's like that everywhere now. All the normal places that comes to mind when you think of this absolute freaking mega bags.
Mm-hmm.
The Mother Nature has hit all of these places in the mouth, like
Mother
Raven
Nate and
missing
us.
grass, Ravens missing grass, dealing with cold front after cold front.
Mm-hmm.
Had ice last week, and it'll be sunshine this week. It's 4 foot low. I mean, these fish are dizzy.
Yeah. Jay Wells said, AJ, how do you like Rayburn being 3 or 4 low and cold?
It's a ticking time bomb if you don't have good mapping and good electronics, because you will send your lower unit over the 147 bridge.
Yeah,
You
no
can't.
kidding.
Yeah, it's a stump flat. Um, just just running all over that place. You have to be careful, especially with it super low. Last year it was 10 foot high, so it's
Mm-hmm.
completely opposite of what it was a year before.
Yeah. So, I mean, you would figure it'd be about time for some bigs to show up with the warming trend. So
I'm
I hope you find them,
expecting
man.
I'm expecting a 22-pound bag the first day. There'll be, I think there might be maybe 3 bags over 20.
Mm-hmm.
This last few big tournaments, there was only 2 20-pound sacks weighed in. Michael Neal had one, and then somebody else had another one. But uh, they're slowly pushing up. What I'm ready for is for them to pull up and get on the bed, get locked on the bed. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's. I don't know if it'll happen when we get up here due to that cold front from last weekend. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you will have a few days in the 60s, but I don't think it's gonna bring the water temperature up enough to make them get locked on the bed. It might. If it does, you'll see some big sacks, but
Right.
I think I'm gonna cover a lot of water and try to run into them.
Yeah. Like we usually say, just timing deal. Fish whatever the conditions show you. Do what you're confident in, and catch a couple biggins. You know what I mean? That's what it's just the name of the game is catch some 3 pounders, fill your limit out, and catch a stud or two a day.
I'll give you guys it's a small tip without not going too in depth and detail on what I'm doing. I picked up a new partnership sponsorship with Bill Lewis Rattle Traps this year.
Mhm.
They have a very peculiar crankbait. It's an
Mhm.
MR6. Uh, I've thrown a lot of crankbaits, in my time of fishing, and I've yet to see one that is balanced like this one. And it doesn't quite sound like your traditional crankbaits, your Strike Kings, and
Mhm.
your Lucky Craft and other crankbaits of that nature. But I've caught quite a few fish on this MR6 while I've been here, so um, that might be something for you guys to think about. And
Yeah,
you can pick
and
them
you're
up at.
you're gonna have to send me one or two of these baits because I've never thrown one.
I'll do that. It's definitely a staple, and it's not just gonna catch you fish, in this part of the country. It's like I said, the bait is very, very balanced and runs true. Good hooks straight out of the pack.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm a firm. It's gonna be on my deck definitely, and like I said, I'm on. They've got the MR6 and the MR12. They just come out with a 12, and it's definitely has its place too if they push off the bank and are deeper than that 6 foot range. But I'm definitely gonna have them tied on and burning. So
And honestly, man, like that's something I like to do, especially when the fish are getting beat to hell. When the pressure is super high, is I like to throw something a little different than other people ain't throwing. You know what I mean? Whether it's a crankbait, that not many people are throwing, or everybody's throwing a 1.5. I'm gonna throw something that might dive around that, but something a little different. Um, guys who love custom painted baits, that's basically what they do it for. Just to stand out from the crowd.
yeah.
But damn, I mean, these makers now makes these colors they come out with are like custom painted. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just saw a guy online a couple days ago did a pretty cool job on some old wiggle warts.
Mm-hmm.
He had a he put some nice he had not couple nice paint schemes on the original wiggle warts, and I'm gonna replenish some that I've got and had send them off to him and have him paint those.
So, I mean, I like wiggle warts. I mean, probably one of the first bass I ever caught on a crankbait, at least, was on a wiggle wart. Back in the '90s. But um, at the last show I went to, the booth I was working at, Bluff City Outdoors, they had a bunch of rock crawlers. And shoot, I probably own 20 of them, if not more. But they had these. They're like kind of a knockoff. But these are called a firetail crawl. They got some really cool schemes to them. These dive 9 to 14. Here's one peanut butter jelly. And I'm going to throw this dude. It's made by Headhunter. I've never seen these before. But man, I mean, the paint schemes look great. Had nice hooks on them. Hooks ain't the best of the best, but they'll get the job done.
They're similar to I've got a crankbait called a Spro Rock Crawler 55. They look
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
that.
it's like a knockoff of a rock crawler,
Yeah, they look
and,
just
and
like
yeah,
that.
these would be the deeper diver ones, not the MD rock crawlers. The MDs get down, I think, to 9 or 8, and then the deep diver ones will get down to 14, 15. I should have some hang up still. Thought I had some rock crawlers hanging up. I got too many baits over there. I can't see.
Oh, and you know, speaking of Bill Lewis, everybody knows in this part of the country, you better have a rattle trap tied on
Mm-hmm.
because at any point in time when they start firing on that trap, you can put 20 pounds in the boat in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and that's a bait that I threw when I was younger quite a bit and didn't really have that much confidence in it as I got older. But I've watched that thing from the back of the boat work, and I've caught them on it. When they're suspended, um, it's like you sometimes you can't get in the fire on a jerk bait. You can't get in the fire on a finesse presentation falling in their face or anything. But you rip that trap up through there, For some reason, man, they'll just eat it. I mean, and that's the thing about a crankbait too. You know, whether it's a square bill or a medium diver, wherever the hell you're throwing, where you're locating the fish, when you're on a pressured lake and they don't want to eat, if you put a crankbait in their face, half the time they won't even try to eat it. They just like attack it because it's coming at them. You know, it's like a defensive mechanism, and you'll catch fish on a crankbait when you can't catch them on anything else.
No doubt.
You know, I've seen it too many times. Like you're like, oh, I don't think they're going to throw a moving bait. You start trying to get finessey with it, all that. The next thing you know, you got Jimmy over here coming down the bank with a damn rock crawler, and he just caught 15 pounds in your face.
Yeah. And so you gotta be quicker than that.
Got to be quicker than that. But yeah, man, these little firetail crawls made by Headhunter. I ain't associated. I don't even know who Headhunter is, but headhunterlures.com, it says. Another nice crankbait to add to your arsenal. You know what I mean?
And I'll mention another company I'm working with this year. It's called Amped Outdoors. They provide lithium batteries. They powered up my Ranger 520L, and everybody knows that Rangers are water plows. And they're very heavy. So anything you can do to minimize
lighten the load,
weight, yeah, you definitely are going to see a big difference in it. So I'm running currently 3 Humminbird Solix 15s and a Garmin 122 SV, which they pull a lot of amperage and suck a lot of juice during the day when you got all of them running. So
right.
My previous situation, I had 5 batteries in my boat. I had 1 cranking, 3 for my 36-volt trolling motor, and then 1 battery in the dry storage to run the 2 graphs up front, and then 1 in the back battery compartment to run the 2 graphs at the console, which those batteries were 75 pounds a piece. So you do 75 on 5. That's a full grown man in the boat.
Yeah, a couple full grown men. Shoot. I mean, two of those was me. Shoot. But yeah, I mean, lightening your load definitely help any way you can. You know, not just with your gas mileage and running all your electronics, but also like how your boat handles. You know, like if you took 300 pounds out of the back deck of your boat would feel completely different on plane.
No doubt.
No.
I worked with those guys over there and told them what I was trying to accomplish, and they did me right, man. They hooked my boat up, and
they got a website.
Yeah, it's ampedoutdoors.com. It's a green and gray logo, man. Give them guys a chance. So they've got everything you need: deep cycle marine batteries, just anything you think about running during a tournament day at full load.
Nice.
Run all 4 of my graphs all day long. Bilge pumps running wide open, and the batteries are not below 50% at the end of the day. So
hell yeah. So you got Bill Lewis, and then you got Amped for this year, and I know me and you talked about it already, and I knew, but I'm forgetful. So who else you got this year, or are we about there?
I knew when you asked it was going to my brain.
That happens all the time.
Of course, I've had Sport Clips for a while now.
Yep, Sport Clips.
24/7 Hunt. Y'all go check those out. 247 Hunt guys out of Georgia. Those are that's a group that I waterfowl hunt with, and those guys are great. They got products online. You can go on Shopify and go check them out. They have apparels. They come out with calls and all kinds of stuff during the year. Let's see if of course, Mercury. They're good to me every year. We've got Sunline. They're good to me every year. Just to name a few. If I missed anybody, I apologize. But yeah, those are the 2 newest ones this year is Bill Lewis and Amp.
Well, congrats on Bill Lewis, man. They've been around a long time, and I've never heard anybody say a bad word about that company. So to be around for 50 plus years. And I mean, when were they even founded? I don't even know. I'm about to look this up. They've been around forever. I mean, the original rattle trap, that thing you think would have to come out in the 70s or 60s.
And man, they don't. The thing I like about them is they listen to the anglers, and they listen to they create what makes sense. They create
Mm-hmm.
colors that make sense and that catch fish, and they don't deviate away from. They don't what do you call it? They don't discontinue the stuff that founded the company.
Right.
The original baits that carried them all, like one the right. Everybody knows the Raven Red Trap. Everybody knows Blue Chrome, the Zombie. Now they got the Newberry Crawl. That I mean, to use Dickie as an example, Dickie's been around longer than me and you've been alive and been catching fish on the trap, and
Mm-hmm.
they've named the trap after him. But you can believe that color didn't get made for no reason.
Right.
It was a
Yeah.
color.
It says that Bill made the original rattle trap in the 60s and they formed the company in 71. So late 60s, more likely. What's up, Cody? And the hunt for Larry Hoggins on here said, what's the website again? Hold on, we can type that in. How do you spell it, AJ? AMPPED?
Yeah, AMPED Outdoors.
Is it two P's or one?
Just one.
.com. There you go, hunt for Larry Hoggins. There, just typed into the chat box there the link to ampedoutdoors.com for those batteries.
Yeah, go give those guys a shot, man. They will not disappoint, and they stand behind their product. Warranty second to none. Customer service is best I've ever dealt with. So
Heck yeah. Larry Hoggins said that Bill Lewis has a lady that's been hand painting his baits for over 40 years. Pretty impressive.
no doubt.
I've painted quite a few baits in my day. I did a little custom painting deal for a while there, buy knockoffs and just paint them up for me and friends, and then sell some on the internet. And then I got busy and had children, and people still to this day ask me if I still custom paint crankbaits. It's like, I mean, I literally have everything to still do it, but I haven't opened that tote in about 7 years.
I've got some rattle traps that I've completely knocked the paint off of and still throw them.
I have a whole box full of original rattle traps. Hold on a second. I got a box full of a ton of original rattle traps that I was going to do just that and paint them. I mean, I got some of these old ones, bud.
Oh yeah.
I don't mess around when it's. And I got a lot of red ones. These ones right here I wouldn't even paint, but I even got the smaller size.
What's your favorite color out of every one you got?
Blue chrome.
Mine is Toledo Gold.
The gold was good.
Yeah, the Toledo Gold is responsible for putting plenty of heads on the wall. Oh yeah.
That right there is an old staple. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of traps in here. This one right here. This one. What do you think that one's seen some play?
No doubt.
He's seen some play out there. Thunderhawk, our lipless. We got a gold. I think it's got that bling. Bling is what that's got. Yeah, I got literally, and these are all like from like 1990s and prior. I've had some for years and years and years, and then probably like 5 years ago, I bought a lot off of eBay, and a old timer selling just a whole bunch of hard baits, and I bought them close to 10 years ago, so I could paint them up and stuff like that. And then he sent me a bunch of them. A lot of them were still good colors. I was like, oof, I'll keep some of those. Gave away a shit ton of them. Here's Thunderhawk's little baby jerkbait. This is the 80 suspending model.
Nice.
2 weeks ago, I watched on YouTube video on the inside look of Bill Lewis Company. They did a walkthrough. Oh, cool. I think I might have seen that one. Maybe it was Strike King or one once upon a time. But I'll have to look that up. If you got a link for that, Zach, send that to me. And this is my buddy Zach. That's his YouTube channel, The Hunt for Larry Hoggins. He is here local around my area, and he's another diehard fisherman. Me and him are going to do a couple collaborations this year on some YouTube videos. And, we have a free weekend, and he wants to go catch a couple fish down the road. We'll go hit some fish up.
To answer your question, Cody, yeah, I used to fish Beaver Lake a lot. I hadn't been up in a while. That lake is definitely on the upward slope of where it used to be. It used to fish really good back when FLW was sponsored by Walmart and they had tour events up there starting in the beginning of the season. But we hadn't had a reason to really go up in that part of Arkansas in a while because they haven't held very many tournaments up there. But always a good place to fish. It never sets up the same day to day, and the wind is definitely a factor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been there like twice, I think, maybe 3 times, and I haven't been there in a long time. Yeah, definitely want to go back there. And something that breaks my heart too is with Table Rock in May, like Toyota Series, Table Rock May, do it. That is just Table Rock's so fun when all 3 phases of the spawn are going with all 3 species of fish. I mean, when you have spawners, post spawners, and pre spawners of all 3 species, I mean, you could just go catch tons of fish on Table Rock.
Yeah, Table Rock is definitely a fun place to be. I hadn't been to Table, which they didn't have Table Rock. I think last year in Toyotas,
No,
they hadn't had it in a couple of years.
no, it's been 3 years, I guess. Yeah,
It's been
because
about the same for Kentucky Lake too. I think.
right. Yeah, last time they were at Table Rock, I took 11th, I think. No, I took 4th there in 2019. I think that was the last time we were there. So it's
Yeah,
been
I
3 years. Yeah, I
I had
took
a buddy,
4th.
I had a buddy fish a tournament up there. Matt Wood coming. He did. I think he come in fourth on Boulder side up there.
Yeah,
Was it
it's
cold? Was it cold during that tournament?
yeah, not terribly bad though.
Yeah, but y'all were in rain gear though. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Day one of that tournament when I took 4th, I was basically main lake kind of deal. Kind of around smallmouth and largemouth or smallmouth and spotted bass territory, catching a lot of fish on jerk baits and stuff. A couple on a jig, and then day 2, I drew a young buck who is a amazing stick by the name of Cody Huff, and we went shallow fishing for some largemouth, and I caught the biggest bag for co-anglers with 4 fish day 2.
Yeah, Cody Huff's
Oh, he's a
he's,
stick.
he's legit.
He's a stick. I caught like all good fish behind him, all the kickers that he needed, and I felt terrible about one. I had like 3 in a box, and he caught a fish, and he gets it up, and I was slow rolling a jackhammer, I think at the time, and he's like, throw up in there, and he's got the fish, he's messing with it. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, go ahead. I flip up in there and I slow roll that thing through there and just get smashed, and I get it up to 4.5 pounder. It's like, oh, dude, I felt bad about that fish. Cody's like, man, that's what I get for being a nice guy. I was like,
Appreciate it.
that was a bad deal. You know it's a bad deal whenever you catch a 4.5, 5 pounder behind somebody and you just can't say anything but sorry 100 times. I felt bad about it. I felt bad about it. But no, he did well in that tournament. And look at him now. This was 3 years ago. Now he's in the tour and doing all that. He's lighting the world on fire. I mean, what did he? I don't know if he won one last year, but I'm pretty sure he did the year before. Toyota.
No, I think he almost won Angler of the Year in the BASS Opens.
Yeah,
I know
that's
he
what he did last
qualified for
year.
the Elite
Yeah,
Series.
because he won. I guess in 20. I guess he won a Toyota that year. I want to say it was one of the first ones of the year.
Nice.
And if you guys don't follow Cody Huff on the internet, look him up. It's Huff with 2 F's, Huff, and he is a Rick Clunn protege. He is very close with Rick Clun coming up whenever he was young, and Cody gonna be around for a long time.
Very long time.
He's still probably what 24, 25 years old.
Yeah, he young.
He young buck.
Yeah.
To be young again.
At least give him a few years back. And not
Yes.
many, but a few of them.
Let me get 5 back when my back didn't hurt so bad.
Yeah, fishing for 3 days, sometimes 4 is rough.
Beats the hell out of you, especially if we got to deal with the elements, you know.
And then you gotta drive as far as you drive, especially when you came down to Arkansas to fish Dardanelle. You got that's 6 hours?
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7 from here, I believe. I'd have to look it up, but yeah, it's over 6.
Yeah.
That's why I try to keep it, when I fish these regional tournaments, I try to keep it within 5 hours of my house. I try to, but schedule is what the schedule is. So if I got that, and I don't usually mind going to Dardanelle because every time I've gone there, I want a trophy and a check. So it's like, I'll go.
I wish you could have came down here to fish Rayburn with us.
I know. That would have been fun, man. I've never been down there. I just got so much I'm already planning this year. My work's probably gonna fire me. They're like, man, you just fish. That's all you do. You don't even work no more. Like, well, look, you guys, I'll work Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that week. The rest of the week I'm gone.
If they're true Americans, then they can understand the passion for fishing because I just everybody get it.
Nah, man, my job and my bosses are awesome. Whenever I interviewed there, I'm union. And when I interviewed there, I just let them know. I showed them the schedule. Said, look, man, I'll be gone for these 3 tournaments, possibly 4 every year, and I'll be gone basically all week, those weeks. And if you work for me, I'd love to work for you. And they said, absolutely. Come on. I said, all right. And I'll be there at my current job at Bellow Man 2 years in May. May 6th will be 2 years.
I take my hat off to you because doing AC in that part of the country with all that ice and snow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I spent 3 hours 30 foot in the air on a rooftop today.
No.
I ran like 4 or 5 different calls, and that one was 3 rooftop units. I get there, there's 20 units on the roof, big giant plaza building. They don't even know which ones are which, whose is what. So then I had to decipher first and foremost for the first half an hour, 45 minutes, is which ones am I even looking at? Finally figure it out. And then this was a business. The plaza closed down years ago, and these people were trying to open up a business back in one of the deals, and no gas to it. Finally, I said, okay, well, this was not going to work. There's no meter on it, so we need to get a hold of the gas company. Do that, and then I go to the actual, out of 3 of them, only one of them would even go, and that thing needed a new control board. So yeah, that was fun, standing in a foot of snow on a roof.
Yikes.
Gotta love it. Let's see here. Larry Hoggins, Zach asked, AJ, do you throw the floating rattle trap?
I throw it more in the spring during the spawn more than I will pre-spawn.
Mm-hmm. Used to have the red suspend and not sink. Rattle trap used to make the red zone that ran down the 4 foot and they wouldn't sink anymore. Really? I guess that's a version of the floater, huh? I've never seen that one.
Yeah, they had a bunch of baits. They had retro that they don't no longer make, but
right. But the original, they always will make that. I mean, there's probably been more damn fish caught on the original rattle trap than pretty much any other hard bait, I would imagine. Considering it's been around since the 60s.
Yeah, it's
you watch them old Bassmaster classics and all that. A lot of them boys were either slow rolling a spinner bait or they were ripping that rattle trap around.
No doubt.
That's what they were doing.
You're doing yourself a disservice this time of year not to at least throw the trap first thing in the morning. I mean, if you can get one to eat it, they normally got some weight to them.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I'm definitely gonna give it a run first thing.
Right.
So,
All right, AJ, we're going to bring in this little generator and we are going to do a drawing. All right. If it's me, we are going to do it again. Jay Wells, you, sir, are the winner of a Razor custom tackle, underspin a decal, bud. There you go, Mr. J. Jay's actually local to me, so I won't have to ship those, buddy. We'll just have to meet up one day. Winner, chicken dinner. Well, so does your derby start this week?
starts on Thursday.
Thursday. Oh shoot, y'all have to follow AJ on Facebook, AJ Mays Mays. Check him out on Facebook and give him a follow because he gonna go ahead and try to win that deal down there, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put my foot on their throats this time.
Do it, brother. I hope you just slam hammer them, and then since I gave you all the good luck, then you can just give me that old tricks instead of making me pay for it. You know what I mean?
That's right. It's the
like,
American
hey man, I was on Rob's podcast. I won this derby. Rob, man, this trolling motor for you, bro. Merry Christmas.
No doubt.
I'm getting ready to buy AJ's trolling motor off him for my boat because I gotta have spot lock, and I got a little Helix 7. I'm gonna link it up to, and or Helix 9, whatever it is, and link it up to it so I can have spot lock because I really don't care about like the rest of it. As long as I can hold myself in position, I'm good.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Y'all tune in and the weigh in. I'm not sure how they're doing. I don't know if I didn't read to see if they would do any live coverage on the water. I know they follow them sometimes in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
They do pictures and stuff like that and feedback on the water to the website, but I don't think they.
Right.
I'm not sure if they do.
I know they always do their midday report, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll have camera boats on the water videotaping for, whatever that they post up, after the fact.
I'm not sure why they, I know they changed this year. They went to live footage for the tour or the pro circuit all 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
and
I mean, it's a lot of money to do it for the Toyotas. I mean, that's a lot of derbies, that they have to find people to be cameramen and a lot of equipment and all that. So I mean, I get it, Of course, the Toyota Series, our weigh-ins are always live on the internet. So
no doubt, check those out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post my flight times as I get them, so
Yep.
you'll know what time to start watching the weigh in. But I'm hoping here in the near future they at least get the top 10, the top 10 guys on on live footage.
Right.
And they because making the top 10 in this day and time in the Toyota Series is a big accomplishment. Especially if you're not a pro circuit guy yet and you're trying to get your foot in the door with going in that direction. A top 10 is Southwest Division is one of the toughest divisions to make a top 10 in because there are so many hammers this way. So to make a top 10 in any of these events in the Southwest would be a major accomplishment. Let's don't cash a check. So I'm hoping that we see
it's time for AJ Mays to have a breakout season, folks. That's what time it is.
Yep, no doubt.
Let's get it. We'll be rooting for you, big dog, and whenever you host that trophy, like I said, hey, getting a check will be an accomplishment. Getting a top 10, you're winning. If you make that third day, send it.
Definitely.
It's kind of like we were talking about earlier with that 3-day format, blah, blah, blah. Anytime I've been in the top 10, as a co-angler especially, is like, oh, I'm sending it. I'm gonna try to win this thing. You know,
No doubt.
hasn't
I'm not
panned out for
sure.
me, but I've come close.
They don't zero it out on in Toyota series. I think it's just Pro Circuit.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying, I feel like that almost going into a third day because
Oh
you feel
yeah,
like
yeah,
you already won. You
yeah,
know what I
no
mean?
doubt.
So if you're, it depends on like if the first place guy's smashing everybody, because people don't normally do it on consecutive days. Them multi-day tournaments are hard to win, man.
One thing I do like about Rayburn is it changes every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the pattern you can get on a pattern, but you're still gonna have to find them, and you still
Yep.
got to put them in the boat. So, and God forbid if you know you get a 10, 15 mile an hour straight line wind out of the north up here,
Good
because
luck
then
to you.
then your boat's going airborne if they
Yeah, it's a
don't
bad deal.
if they don't call it a blow day as Daniel calls it. Well,
Yeah, have you looked at the wind forecast?
yeah, it's setting up to be nice. It's 5 to 10 Friday and Saturday or Saturday definitely if you make the cut, but Thursday's not supposed to have any winds. 3 mile an hour that's light, and then
Okay,
Friday's 5 to 10, Saturday 5 to 10.
right.
So
Well, that's just set up nice with your warm trim, little bit of wind. You'll have windswept stuff. You know how it is. Anytime you see a wind forecast on weather, if they say it's going to be 5, it's going to be 10 to 15 on the water.
no
If they
doubt,
say it's going to be 15, you're going to have 30-mile-an-hour gusts.
no doubt.
That's just how it goes. And if they say there's nothing, you'll have 5. You know,
Well, one thing you can always rest assured and put weight on when you pull up to dock your boat at Rayburn, just
hmm
look up at the pine trees. If they're doing any kind of wave,
you're going to have some waves.
you can look out because
Right.
it's coming.
If you see them trees waving at you, you better hold on and have some Tylenol because you about to get whiplash.
No doubt.
Oh yeah, brother. Well, I wish you luck, man. I hope you smash them this week. Me, I'm on the fence. I'll see what this guy's saying about the planes. I mean, somebody wants to pay my deposits.
Why
I
not?
mean, be hard not to.
No
So
doubt.
paying 350 a derby instead of 550, and chance to win a boat 3 times. You know,
Yep. Like I said, this you know going into your potentially last season as a co-angler, I mean, this may be the year you end up doing it.
and I already knew, like, as soon as I ended up did getting an adequate bass boat, I was like, man, I'll probably finally get a boat and then win one. That's probably usually how it works. But
Well, just look at it this way: if you do win one, that's a lot of money to upgrade.
yeah,
You put upgrades and stuff on it, and redo stuff, and
yep,
get it the way you want it. So,
right,
yeah,
yep, or just basically finance a better boat, get your $35,000 certificate, and put that towards one that's 70. That's how it usually works.
being
And then
big.
pay taxes on that, and then the next year I could just sell that boat, get my 35 grand back. I'd still always be 35 grand in the good, but if I sold it every year.
Well,
It kind of amazes me how these guys get these new boats, run the dog shit out of them, and then sell them every single year. Like they just basically, just lease it for a year.
yeah, it's supply and demand is pretty much what it
Mm-hmm.
is. I mean, it's kind of like going to go buy a new car. You go buy a new car. The first person that buys that new car with no miles is the one that's taking it all on the chin, taking the
Mm-hmm.
hit. That
Right.
second owner, he's gonna come out. He'll come out a little bit better than the first guy did, but that
Right.
first one, you definitely taking it on the chin.
Yeah, it's like used cars, man. You don't want a vehicle with 75,000 miles on it. If you're gonna buy one with 150 on it, because that guy's already replaced everything that broke at 100K. You know, he's already had a new alternator and suspension done, and all that shit. I don't know, man. I'm just weary of these guys' boats. I see how these guys drive their boats, and they're like maniacs out there. They're so tough on them brand new boats that are worth so much money, man. It's insane. Um, me, I'm not afraid to skin one back and let it eat, but there's time and place for that. I've been with guys that literally beat the shit out of me on the water, like to the point where I didn't even want to speak to them when we got back to weigh in. I mean, once upon a time on Lake of the Ozarks, I had 4 Daiwa Tatulas
I was there at that tournament.
go
Fly the boat.
overboard on the damn water, and that guy I was so pissed off at. It was the only boater that I purposely said I ain't giving this dude a goddamn dollar. Then again, I had $1,000 go off the side of his boat. He had no straps. I had him in his little cubby holes like you were supposed to, how that boat's designed. And the rods flew out, and I was so mad. Oh, I was mad. And I mean, literally, I had whiplash. Like, I was so sore when we got back. But everybody knows Lake of the Ozarks can get ugly, and it was ugly. And he
I
didn't.
think the last time I was up there, it that's when I man, we took off out of PB2 and I went running up that river, and then about as soon as you got under the bridge, we hit a wall of fog, and it was like
Mm-hmm.
it scared the daylights out of me because it's like, okay, well, I'm not running through this fog wide open, so I just shut down and I started hearing boats just zoom
Mm-hmm.
wide open. I was
Yeah,
like,
find the first dock and go towards it and just start flipping it until, I mean, it could get so sketchy out there. Like that tournament, man, he didn't leave us near enough time to get back, and I knew the wind was coming that day, and I was talking about the wind that day, and this dude ran us 45 minutes from the weigh-in, and he didn't leave us but 46 minutes to get back. You know what I mean? And that was 45 minutes in calm water. So this dude just had to skin back, just I mean, man, I was surprised the whole that boat didn't just crack. How hard we were hitting. Put it like this: the boat old boy had, I'll never buy one. I won't say what brand it is, but I'll never buy one. You couldn't give me one of them. Mm-mm. Give me
yeah,
nightmares.
there's a lot of them streamline boats out there. When they get in rough water, I mean
Mm-hmm.
they'll make you reconsider your life's choices.
Yeah, knocking the fillings out of your molars, and I
That's
got a
why I
I got a bad
hold.
back as it is, man. I can't be having compression like that. Like, oh, I'm too
That's
old for
why I
that.
don't ever think I'll ever get away from ranging. Man. I mean, people don't like the fact that they're not blazing fast, but
Mm-hmm.
in rough water,
I would rather have a slower, smoother riding boat than a rocket that's going to beat the hell out of you anyway. That's
no
for sure.
doubt,
For sure. I'll give up 5 mile an hour, 4 or 5 mile an hour for the health of my spine.
no doubt. Yeah, I love Ranger boats, man. It's
What's
you
up,
get
Mike?
you get
Mr.
used to it.
Mr. Mike Forsyth joined us today.
Oh
He's
Mike,
he's a little late to the show, but at least he showed up, man. Thanks for stopping by, Mike. We appreciate your patronage. Follow your dreams. Everything you need in life, buddy, is right in your grasp. You just got to reach for it.
no doubt.
There's my motivational speech for today. Told you, man. You guys don't want to fish with me. I'll have you guys in stitches on the damn boat.
No doubt.
If all the boaters I had wouldn't be upset about me showing their spots on YouTube, I'd be doing videos at all my tournaments. But they get a little butt hurt when you start wearing a camera on their boat.
Oh yeah, everything's sacred now. So
Ain't nothing sacred. People are full of it. They'd be trying to tell you they're gonna take you to the juice and take you to the biggest community hole on the damn lake.
yeah,
But hell yeah, brother. Wish you luck this week, man. We've been going for a little over an hour, so I guess we'll cut it. And like I said, y'all follow AJ on the internets. Look him up on Facebook. And I hope you do good, man. I hope you kill it. And I hope this just puts a stamp on the beginning of your year so you can
yeah,
have one of the years we know that you were capable of doing.
no doubt. Thanks for having me on the show, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your time, everybody. Join and come watch. Like I
Yep.
said, go check out BillLewis.com, Amped Outdoors for batteries. Uh, I'll post my live weigh, or I'll post the my
Links and all.
takeoff and check-in slip day before the tournament, or morning of, or night before the tournament, so you guys know when to tune in to watch the live weigh-in.
Th- this one gonna be a full field, ain't it?
Oh yeah, Yeah,
250.
250 on the field, and I said it's gonna be fun to watch. I think it's gonna be a bunch of big bags weighed in.
Right.
Go like, share, follow my page, AJ Mays, and then AJ Mays Fishing on Instagram. I'm gonna probably at the end of the month get some stuff from Bill Lewis, and I'm gonna do a drawing myself on my Instagram page. So like, share, and follow.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely select the winner at the end of the month and send you a prize pack.
Hell yeah. And once you make those posts on it, I'll be sure to share it around for you too.
That'll work.
All right, brother. Well, have a good night, and I'll holler at you probably tomorrow, and go out there and catch a fish tomorrow.
Will do, man. We'll
All
see
right,
you.
brother. Later. All right, y'all. So that concludes episode 5 of the Roughneck Fishing Show with my special guest, Mr. AJ Mays. Like I said, go check him out on Facebook, AJ Mays Fishing. And then he's got AJ Mays Fishing on Instagram. Get on Instagram, follow him on there. And good luck to him this week down there at Sam Rayburn. Hopefully he catches a couple of them heads day 1, and day 2 just keeps on chucking. So I've never fished Sam Rayburn, never fished down there in Texas, but definitely a bucket list for me. So y'all have a blessed night. Rob Crane signing out from the armpit of America. Time for me to go to bed, get ready for work tomorrow. Later.